burning Chutes, and the oldest restaurant in the world scandal. What a weird week.
Hi, everybody, it's Weird.
This is like crazy being here.
Weird.
Really weird tales.
Bigfoot eats out of my trash.
Well, I got a great joke for you today with some wonderful weird stuff.
Hi, friends. I'm Scott. This is What a Weird Week. It's a show where we look at the odd, interesting, fun stories from the news. Maybe stories you missed. If you give us 15 minutes, we'll give you 10 of the weird stories from this past week. You can get everything we talk about in more detail on our blog. Go to shownotes.page, shownotes.page. That's where all the show notes are, information about the podcast. If you want to get in touch, all of it there.
Number 10.
Our number 10 story for your Friday, June 13th, 2025 episode. Tom Cruise awarded the Guinness World Record for most parachute jumps where your parachute is on fire. This made a lot of headlines. Maybe you saw this get picked up by your favorite newscast. It was done for the Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning movie. 16 parachute jumps where the parachute was on fire. Perhaps you were surprised to learn nobody has done more. Nobody has intentionally done more parachute jumps with their parachute on fire. So that's our number 10 story. Congratulations, Tom Cruise.
Show me the money! Show me the money!
That is our artist depiction of what it may have sounded like on set as Tom Cruise broke that world record.
Number 9.
Number 9 is recovery footwear. I didn't know what that was, and then I see this trending. One of these brands is trending, the Victory Recovery Clog, which kind of looks like a Croc to me. Not a Croc, but Crocs. I love Crocs, by the way. Cards on the table. The Victory Recovery Clog, you're supposed to put this on after a hard workout. Maybe you ran a marathon. Come home, put on your Victory Recovery Clogs, and it's like you're walking on a cloud. Or if you've had a hard day at work, hard day on your feet, come home, put on your recovery footwear, and that is supposed to help you in a number of different ways. I'll link to the press release. These are around $100, I think, when I go to the Victory Recovery Clog website. This portion of the program is not sponsored. And I don't understand. They talk about carbon cloud technology. And I assume that's so they can say it's, you're walking on a cloud or something. I think I would just get hooked on them and I'd wear them all day. I'd wear them to work. Why don't you wear them to the marathon if they feel so great? Why do I have to have another pair of shoes to wear after pickleball? That doesn't seem to make sense. I'm just going to wear the recovery clogs to pickleball.
Number 8.
Number 8, I swear I'm not sponsored by any of these products, but this one got trending online. Philadelphia cream cheese teamed up with a certain olive brand, and you can buy olives stuffed with Philadelphia cream cheese. Perhaps you love that idea. A wonderful snack. And they're also leaning into putting these in your cocktail, having a martini. Wouldn't the Philadelphia cream cheese, how does that work? Does the olive not go right into the booze? So wouldn't the cream cheese wouldn't you have a cream cheese martini? Anyway, it's one of these things. How committed are they? How much research does a company do when they come out with a new product, something exciting? Maybe it's a bit of a publicity stunt, whatever. I'm not judging. But when it's only available for a limited time and only through a website, did they really do the market research? Can we trust they're delicious? They sound delicious, I'm going to be honest. But can we trust that? Details on the Philadelphia cream cheese stuffed olives. If you click the show notes, shownotes.page.
Number 7.
I debated making this one number 7 or not, but we're on a food roll. Let's keep going. I'm so hungry, though. Number 7 is the special pasta that is coming out. This is for Canadians, I think exclusive to Canadians. So if you're listening, our show goes out over the internet. If you're listening in another country, just bear with me. The Catelli Pasta Company began in Canada 158 years ago. You know what else began 158 years ago? Canada. Canada's birthday, 158th birthday this year. So Catelli Pasta has been a fixture in Canada since Canada. And so to celebrate, they're coming out with a pasta shaped like a maple leaf for those of us in Canada. And we Canadians know, but I'll just share if you're unfamiliar with how we cook our pasta in Canada, you boil it in maple syrup. So it's fitting that, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding about that, but maple leaf shaped pasta. Happy birthday, Canada. Happy birthday, Catelli Pasta. Again, this portion of the program, Not sponsored.
Number 6.
Number 6 is the world's oldest restaurant. There's a bit of a scandal maybe unfolding. The world's oldest restaurant, Sobrino de Botín, it's in Madrid, Spain. It's 300 years old. Well, on the outskirts of Madrid, Spain, there's a place called Casa Pedro, and now they're making some noise like, hey, we've been around since 1702. So we, in fact, Casa Pedro is the oldest restaurant in the world. The Guinness Book of World Records would investigate that kind of stuff. You got to have all the documentation. You got to prove it. So, to be continued. I don't know how it's going to shake down, but either one of these restaurants, I'm going to float this out there. Now that you're getting this publicity, it's a great opportunity to invite Chef Gordon Ramsay in to have a look at the place. You've got an older restaurant. Maybe Chef Ramsay shoots one of those shows where he gives you a new walk-in freezer, some new art on the walls. When was the last time you changed the linen? Maybe you want to get those old tables out, get some booths in there. Chef Gordon Ramsay, I say.
Coming up on Kitchen Nightmares.
That looks like it closed down 10 years ago.
Number 5.
Number 5 is an update to a story we talked about before that Sydney Sweeney, the actress, teamed up with Squatch to sell soap that they say contains Sydney Sweeney's bathwater. Well, it sold out and broke the website, according to the folks at Squatch. And now some of those same bars of soap are online selling for like at time of recording, $3,000. Originally $8. I'm not sure how you feel about this story, but I'm a bit torn. I'm just going to take it as a win for us germaphobes that more people were buying soap. There's soap enthusiasm.
Number 4.
Number 4 is, I think, a good news story. It's about avocados, and a new study seems to suggest eating an avocado every day could help you sleep better. This was something unexpected that researchers came across during the course of doing the research. Let me say, I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a scientist. Please consult all of the smart people in your life before you go on an all avocado sleep diet. But the researchers, I think, were looking into cardiovascular health, but the positive results they discovered, eating one avocado every day can improve your sleep. They'll do more research into this one.
Number 3.
Number 3 is a fellow named Kelechi. He's from New York. He was golfing. He wanted to break the Guinness World Record for golfing a long time. And he did it. But here's what happened. He was going to golf for 24 hours. About halfway through that, you're pacing yourself, whatever. I don't understand golf. He's halfway through and word gets out to him, another golfer across the ocean has just golfed for 32 hours. So Kelechi was like, well, tell everybody I'm going to be late. I guess I'm going to keep on golfing. And he golfed for 36 hours. Guinness World Record. This is from CBS New York.
We have an update on a marathon golfer on Long Island that we told you about yesterday at 5. Kelechi Azihi has now broken the world record for the longest game of golf at 36 hours. Azihi was initially aiming for 24 hours, but then, get this, in the middle of the game, he found out a British golfer set a new record of 32 hours.
I'm a champion, I guess. I'm a world champion.
You're a world champion.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Okay, number 2, I don't want to freak you out. I'm kind of freaking out a little bit about this one. I don't want to be paranoid, and this is not a conspiracy theory, but it involves your laptop listening in on you. This is from the folks at Study Finds. It's based on actual research. So your microphone could be leaking what they describe it as leaking conversations, the microphone on your laptop. Even if it's off, the laptop microphone could be broadcasting electromagnetic signals. That's not something spyware on your laptop. That is just a function of how the microphone works. But the researchers say it's inexpensive and simple to make a copper tape antenna to pick up those electromagnetic signals. So someone could easily make one of these antennas. Now, it has to be around 6 feet away from your laptop. So I guess they'd have to hide it wherever your laptop is. But somebody could make one of these antennas, inexpensive, easy to make, they say, and then they could snoop on the things you're saying near your laptop. For me, the takeaway is do not have private conversations near your laptop, I guess, even if it's off. Can't be too careful these days. I'm coming up with $1 million ideas all the time in the office. What if somebody heard my idea about pre-melted ice cream soup that's already melted, so there's no pressure anymore? That's one of my ideas. Wait, don't steal that one. Looking for investors. Bonus headlines. A couple of bonus headlines here before we get to the number one story of the week. One of them is a new study about should you do cardio first and then weights, or should you do weights and then cardio if you work out? This research seems to indicate you'll have better results if you do weights first. But if you want to read the whole thing, we have the link. Click shownotes.page. Another bonus is the fellow who set the world record. He buried himself in the snow on purpose. This one, I would encourage you to go and click the link because the photo is pretty fantastic. It is just a fellow's head sticking out of a pile of snow. He broke the Guinness World Record by spending more than 2 hours buried in the snow, wearing only swimming trunks. Please do not try this at home. The fellow is a trained professional. He does not look happy in the photo, I'll tell you that.
Number 1.
Okay, number 1, our top weird news item of the week. I don't want to make light of this. This is a fellow who's obviously going through some stuff, and I don't want to glorify the crimes either. So I'm going to try to walk that fine line. They're just so very unique, these crimes. A fellow in the headlines, a fellow from Kentucky, arrested last week after police say he released a raccoon inside a business. Now, first things first, do you pronounce it raccoon? I usually say raccoon. I hope that's all right. Police responded to a call that a person had intentionally released a raccoon into an open business and then fled the scene. The raccoon bit somebody. So that's, I think, second-degree assault is how it's described. So that was the crime there. The article goes on to describe another scenario that happened late last year. In December last year, police were called to a bar because of an individual who was unruly and thought to be intoxicated. It was this fellow. They thought he was under the influence of alcohol. And he took off on a mule. He made his getaway on a mule. Same fellow, raccoon fellow. In December, it was a mule, and he refused to pull over and stop for police trying to get away on a mule. So there were some charges involved there. I don't want to make light of any of this. Like I say, just strange crimes, eh? Like it's not a crime you read about every day. So we'll stop there. You can get all the stories we talked about, all the links or stuff for the podcast and everything. If you want to reach out to us, if you want to rate and review, that does help out our program. You can get everything if you go to shownotes.page, shownotes.page. Thank you for checking out our program, and we'll catch you next Friday with some more weird stuff on What a Weird Week.